This is my 1996 Yamaha VIRAGO XV250. 30 years old this year. Bought it last year, bone stock, and basically just overhauled the entire thing to make it more fun. So I'm going to be going over the entire build list for this bike, and because I know a lot of people like to bob these things out. So if you're curious what I've done to it, keep watching. Go over the short build list really quick and more in-depth close-up stuff. So the first thing I did was the handlebars. Swapped those out from the original stock ones. Now I got some nice flat bars. Second thing, full stainless steel straight piped exhaust. That one was a little bit of a pain because it is a 30-year-old bike, so cracking those bolts off the head without snapping them is a tricky challenge. Then I got the bobber Springer seat. That was a little bit annoying. I'm still working on that. I think I'm gonna have to weld it, but I don't know how to weld yet, so that's gonna be fun. Next, so this rear fender, this actually was the sleeve that fits underneath your stock fender. So you take it out of that, I sprayed it black, and I just hooked it up to the old connecting points that the original fender had. And then attached to that fender, I have my turn signals right here under the seat. And then you can't see it from your side, but I remounted the license plate with the brake light. Diving in first, this is the Springer seat. I got it off eBay. Most of this stuff actually came from eBay. So I'll link those. I'll put a little pop-up, right here with the listing. So if you want this one, go for it. But if you see, definitely some sketchy rigging up here. So I did have to, this fits right over the battery box underneath and connects to the gas tank. All right, so that connects right there to the gas tank bolt, holding that on. And then it fits right over top of the battery box like that. But, so I had to cut some metal out to attach it to the original seat holes. But that's the Springer seat. It's actually a lot more comfortable than people think it is. It does just look like a piece of cardboard, but because of the springs, you kind of fall with the bike. So you're not, your butt cheeks aren't stabbing right into the seat the whole time. They're going with the springs. So don't be afraid of the Springer seat. Definitely more comfortable than it looks. All right, so now we'll check out the handlebars. These ones I'll also link, right here. I do wish that I got longer handlebars just because of the wiring, or not the wiring, I should say, the cables coming off of them. It is a little bit messy, and I had an issue with the clutch cable, this one right here. Because it's a cable, not hydraulic or anything like that, it does rub up against the inside of the wiring. So if you pinch it somewhere, it's not going to work, essentially. And then I also put a single rearview mirror right there on the bar end, and I got the handlebar grips too. I think I got those off Amazon, but those are pretty easy. And then here's the look from the front with the handlebars. They do fit the bike, but like I said, they were a little bit of a pain to hide and manage all the cables and wiring coming off. So, it's good from afar, but far from good right now, I will say. All right, now we'll dive into the straight pipe exhaust. The best part about this bike right now. Also got these off of eBay, put it right there. There's the listing. These pipes, they change the entire bike. They make you present. They make people notice you. They're so much safer than the stock pipes. I haven't had any issues yet with the carb jetting or anything like that. I've had these on for about, I'd say, a month now. I've probably put 500 or so miles on them, and they do shoot flames. So, your little 250 is gonna start shooting flames now. And I think I put some sound clips in at the beginning, but I'll do some more at the end too. The microphone just does not pick up the, awesomeness of the pipes.
But they do hook up right to the headers right there. And I did put some heat shielding there because, you know, you're sitting right here. Your thigh it still gets hot with the heat shielding. So that's a must-have. You just pick that up at AutoZone or something like that, and throw some heat shielding on there because you will burn your leg. Now coming towards the back, here is the fender. It's a little dirty, but I painted it black. It was the original sleeve that goes underneath the stock fender. So this is a nice rust-resistant sleeve. It's meant to protect the stock fender from rusting out. So this one is nice and hardy, and it has a lot of holes in it if you want to attach stuff. You can put if you really wanted to, you could probably put a brake light right there, you know, whatever you wanted to do. I personally like the side mounted look a little bit better because I think it gives it more of a cafe racer vibe, but you can do whatever you want. And then this is a little bit sketchy. So right now, this is my solution to the blinkers. Was feeding it through these holes right there underneath, and using some vinyl plastic that I cut out to sandwich from the top and underneath on the bottom. You can see right there. But a little sketchy, but it's worked for about a month now, so happy about that. And then, like I said earlier, this is the new license plate placement. It attaches right to the axle nut or axle whatever right there. And I also got that on eBay. If you're gonna do something like this, you have to know wiring. I mean, the wiring harness on these bikes is pretty user-friendly, but you know, if you are learning with it, it's gonna be a challenge for sure. That's how I learned how to do wiring, was figuring it out, and I mean, it worked out good so far. So I think that's about it for the build list. If you guys have any questions, just leave some comments. I love this bike. I love talking about this bike, so don't be afraid to ask questions. I have torn down this bike and built it back up, so I know more than average, I'd say, about these bikes. So if you guys do have any questions, you know, like I said, leave them in the comments. I'll do some more videos of what I have planned next for it. It's not too much stuff, but you know, I think there's some value in really getting in there on a 250.